guys, it's Devin, and today I'm going to do another tutorial using my Tarte for True Blood palette. I am not zoomed in for this one because I didn't zoom out correctly during the last tutorial, and my camera, like everything's in the back, I can't see it from the front, and I do these tutorials without my glasses on, and I don't have contacts in, so I can't actually even hold up a mirror in the back and see what's going on. So I'm not zooming in for this one, but this look was actually requested from one of my friends on Twitter. She asked me to use the green in the palette for like a more everyday wearable look. So I tried to tone it down a little bit from what I normally do, because like every look that you see me with on here, every video where I have a look, that is my wearable. Everybody's definition of wearable is different, but I wear every single one of those looks out. There's not one time that you have seen me on camera with my eye makeup or my lips or anything that I don't wear out in public. So I tried my best to tone it down, but this is wearable to me. So it may not be wearable to others, but it is wearable to me. I have already applied my foundation, and I'm using my, today I used my Revlon Color Stay for combination oily skin in 180 Sand Beige, which pathetically is too dark for me. I really need to go at least one, if not two shades lighter. But I tried to blend it in the best I could. Before I put that on, I used the Spackle Tint Tinted Under Makeup Primer Bronze from Laura Geller. I did a video a while back showing where it was like a haul video where I got this kit from QVC that had this little deluxe sample in it of this under makeup primer, and I had one of my viewers request that I do a full review on this. I'm not going to do a full review on this, so I hope she's watching, because I'm just going to do a real quick one right now. I hate this stuff. I don't have the original spackle to compare it to because I've never used the original spackle, but as far as a tint, a bronzy tint, this doesn't add it. Like if I compare this to my regular clear primers, or my regular primers that I use, this doesn't make my skin any more bronze. It doesn't add any color, any shine, any glow, or anything to it. And I actually just don't like this formulation at all. It makes my makeup slide all over my face. I don't like this, but I think she really likes the spackle. So if you're watching, to be perfectly honest, this doesn't add any color, so I don't recommend it. Anyway, so then I did that. My foundation, I applied my foundation, of course, with my buffing brush from Real Techniques. You guys are probably going to get tired of seeing me use those brushes because that's basically all I use. And then for spots I needed to conceal, which was quite a few because my skin is a freaking mess. I don't even know what the problem is. I used my Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Concealer. It just looks like this. Mine kind of looks disgusting, but that's just what that is. Again, that's too dark for me. It's in medium. I need light. I don't know why I always try to buy stuff thinking that I'm in the medium family when really I'm light and probably could actually go for fair. It's really quite sad. Anyway, and then I just went over that with my Halo Hydrating Perfecting Powder. I actually got this one in light. Yay. Go me. And I used the little kabuki brush that this stuff came with. I rediscovered this month, and I can't believe, sorry, I know I just probably blinded you with that mirror, but I cannot believe that I have had this shoved back in my drawer for months and months and months and haven't been using it because I forgot how much I really, really loved it. I always get mine though in kits from QVC because individually they are crazy expensive. And I already did my brows, both my brows, with my Lancome Le Crayon Poudre, whatever, in the color Sable. It's just my eyebrow pencil. You guys watched me do that in my last tutorial, so you can refer back to that if you want to see me do it. And I've already primed my eye with the Tarte for True Blood. Okay. Tarte for True Blood Lifted Natural Eye Primer that comes in the Tarte for True Blood palette. So I'm going to start off using any flat brush that you want to use. Of course, mine's the Real Techniques, but whatever. And I'm going to go into this bronzy color right here. It's like a goldy bronzy color right above the green. And I'm just going to take that and put it all over my lid, all the way up to the crease. I always like hold my compact right in front of my face because I'm as blind as a blue-eyed moonbat and I can't see shit. So I'm sorry if I ever block your view with my mirror, but it kind of has to be done. I really need to get some contacts, is what I really need. Okay, so I've got that applied all the way up to my crease. And then I'm going to go in with any type of pointed pencil brush, pointed crease brush that you want to use. And I'm going to go in with this gorgeous, gorgeous green. I love this green. I'm like so ready for fall. Is anybody else just so ready for fall? I'm ready to... I'm just tired of summer. Like, I hate summer anyway, but now I'm even more tired of it. Anyway, and then I'm just going to take this right in the outer corner, kind of bring it in to like, 2/3 of the way in maybe, and then up into the crease. You don't want to get it too dark, and we don't, you don't want to really worry about blending right now because we're going to do that in just a minute. Need to add a little bit more actually. And both of these colors that I'm using right now are sparkly colors, but you'll see in just a minute I'm going to go back in with like a matte color to kind of tone it down a little bit. So I'm going to wipe that brush off with this towel that I have in front of me that you guys can't see, but I promise it's there. And then I'm just going to blend that green. Just blend it till you're happy with it. Blend it in a little bit. Blend it up. Blend it out. Blend it whatever direction you want to blend it until you're happy with what it looks like. I don't take it all the way into the corner, but I do take it the majority of the way in. I stop right about here. Okay, so now that I've got that blended out a little bit, I'm going to wipe the brush off again, and I'm going to go in with this matte, really, really light brown color right up here at the top. And I'm going to use the same crease brush that I was using, and I'm going to grab some of this on the brush, blow it off, tap it off, however you get rid of the excess. And I'm going to go straight into the crease, basically kind of like right over and above that green. And I'm not using any highlight here. I'm not going to add any highlight underneath my brow bone. So I'm going to take it, that brown, kind of all the way up a little bit. Not really all the way up to the brow, but the majority of the way, and just kind of push it down to where it blends really nicely into that green, and it mattifies it, and it kind of tones down, the look. It kind of tones down the look a little bit. It doesn't make the green as in your face as it was when it was all sparkly. Okay. So that's what that looks like. Yeah. I need to add a little bit more green over here because I carried it down a little bit further into the other eye. That's the joy of doing makeup. I mean, you can like fix it. If you mess up, don't think that, oh my god, it's the end of the world, I have to take my whole eye off, start all over again. There's always ways to fix it, guys. Always. So yeah, there's that. And then I'm not going to take anything under the eye, again, because I just toned it down. So I'm not going to take anything under the eye. That's it. That's all the shadow that I'm going to use for the original, you know, look. I am going to go in with my Makeup Forever Little Mini Aqua Eyes in black, again, that I don't like, but I'm just trying to use up, and I'm going to tight line the upper waterline, not the lower. With the black. And then I'm going to go on the upper line, and I'm going to use the black Aqua Gel liner that came with the kit, and I'm just going to do a really, really light, as close to the waterline as I can get line with this. And then, like, I'm not going to wing it out or anything. I am going to take it all the way to the inner corner, though. And then I am going to, you don't have to worry about it looking perfect, because I'm going to quickly grab this little bitty brush from Real Techniques, the accent brush, and I'm going to dip it into this matte brown right here. And I say quickly because you have to work with this liner quick or it will dry up on you. And I'm going to smudge out that black line because you know, I wanted it to be kind of toned down. So by taking that brown and smudging out the black, it's not quite as, you know, it's not an in-your-face, I've got dark black eyeliner on my lid, but it definitely gives definition to your lashes, which, you know, is basically what eyeliner's for. And to add a pop of color. And if you do a wing, to extend your eye. And to make your eye look better. I usually don't do any eye look without eyeliner. If I do, it's just because I'm having an extremely lazy day. So you can see how that just, I mean, that brown, it just blended it out so nice, and it just kind of toned down the, you know, the sharpness of the black. So then I'm just going to go in with the little mini Tarte Camera Lashes mascara that came with the kit, and I'm just going to do one coat on my upper and my lower lashes. I always start at the base and wiggle up, and I know that seems kind of like common sense, but you would be surprised how many people I see that don't do that. And yes, I've got my funny mascara face, just like everybody else does, I'm sure. I hate the face I make when I put mascara on. And if you get a little bit of mascara where it shouldn't be, wipe it off. No big deal. And then I'm going to go into my lower inner rim with the Tarte Emphasize Inner Rim Brightener. If you guys don't buy anything else from Tarte, I highly, highly recommend this. I know other companies have an inner rim brightener, but I haven't tried them. They may be just as good, I don't know. But any flesh tone color underneath here is really just going to brighten that eye up. I mean, you can see that it really just brightens it and opens that eye up. So, love that. And that is it for the eyes. The eyes are done, and that is a very, very wearable look for me. It's actually toned down because I didn't take anything underneath here. Yeah, so there's that. I'm going to use, for my blush, I'm going to use Tarte's Peaceful Blush, the Amazonian 12-Hour Clay Blushes. I love these. I'm really obsessed with these. And this is just a really nice peach. It does have a little bit of shimmer. I'm going to use my, can you guess, Real Techniques multitask brush, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of that on my cheek. It gives a real natural look. You guys may not even be able to see it on camera, but hopefully you can tell the difference, you know, from this side compared to this one. And you always want to, I always bring it up a little bit and blend it into, I mean, you don't want to not blend it into your hair because then you'll see that line, but I always bring my blush up a little bit and blend it in to the hairline. So then you want to do the same thing on the other side. And then I always put a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my chin. I usually take a little bit up here. I'm just going to use whatever's left over from tapping it into my chin. Tapping it into my chin. Okay, I'm really off my game today. Tapping it into the blush to apply to my chin. I just use whatever was left over to go up at the top. And then, I don't think I'm going to add any highlighter, because that blush does have a little bit of a sparkle to it, so, and my nose is running again. I've got to start turning that stinking air conditioner off. There's an air conditioner right in front of me, so I've got to start turning that off. Anyway, disgusting. I'm going to line my lips with the Ulta lip crayon or lip pencil, whatever, in Flesh. I normally don't line my lips, but I particularly hate this liner from Ulta. I don't know. I think all lip liners, because they all just seem so hard to work with. Except the NYX. The NYX lip liners I love. They seem so much creamier than these Ulta ones. I have one from MAC, and it is just as hard to work with as these Ulta ones. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. I seriously need a Kleenex right now. I don't have one, no. Anywho, and I'm just going to line my lips and kind of fill them in with this, because the lipstick that I'm using is really too pale for me. Too pale for my taste anyway. And I'm also going to apply a gloss over it to brighten it up. So that's why I applied the lip liner, because this is a little bit too pale for me. I'm using Tarte by Kat Von D. I'm just using my little mini that I got in the Christmas kit from last year. I have the full size one as well. And you can buy the full size one, which I really light pink. So I'm not going to apply very much of that at all. Yeah. And then I'm going to go over it with the NARS Orgasm Gloss. The only NARS gloss that I own. And I never really use. So I'm going to use it today. So, over it with the Orgasm Gloss, and then I do that to make sure, or to do my best to prevent one of those nasty, yucky lip lines that I can't stand. And that is the finished look, guys. This is wearable to me. Like I said, just about every look I do is wearable to me, but this is even toned down a little bit for me. I toned down the lips the best I could. You know, I toned down my eye makeup. So, I hope that you guys enjoy this. I do have one more tutorial that I'm going to do from this Tarte palette using this gorgeous, gorgeous navy color right here. That'll probably be up next week. I'm going to do a couple more videos today, so I'm going to go and get started on those. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.